Hey all, welcome back to Simple Home Brew. Today is a reprogramming of the live stream I did, would have been 4 weeks ago. I did a Anzac Day Biscuit live, and if you want to see it, I've got a link here for you. Just check it out if you need to. Basically, I am editing so that we can all watch it within a reasonable time frame. So if you're interested in seeing Anzac Biscuit all grain brew being brewed, stick around. I'm doing a Anzac Day Biscuit Ale from Kegland, and this thing's pulsating. Brett Prentice, how you going, Brett? Cheers, mate. Good to see you there. Tommy, how you going, Tommy? All working for me. Awesome. Martin's Adventures. G'day, Pierre. G'day, Martin's Adventures. How you going, mate? Oh, God, good to see you guys here. Awesome. All right. I'm doing an all grain. It's an all grain beer. I don't normally do one. I'm just doing this because I do want to keep in touch. And this one is a really, really nice beer. I really enjoy it. Just got to do my salts for both the sparge volume and the sparge and the mash tun. Can you see? I'll just quickly show you. Fade in. There you go. So I've got the sparge, the water. It's all hot. It's at 60. It doesn't tell you there. 68 degrees, I think. 69 degrees it is. That's in my mash tun. In my sparge, it's 75 degrees Celsius, and we're going to be adding the grains. I ground down the grains. Now you can see I've just ground all this down. I use my little grinder, set it about 1 mil thickness. Pop that back up where it belongs. It's finished. I have all my grains in my bucket, all grounded down nicely, but I still need to add my salts. How much difference do you find adding salts? Thor, huge difference. Your water profile is probably a bit low in acid. So when you add the salts in, you bring the acid up, and it actually it produces better results with your beer. And also flavours come out really nice after you add the right amount of salts and get the right pH in your water before you start mashing. Last night I actually set up this. This is my main mash tun or mash bucket. Excuse me. And I also had it set up so that it was about 8 o'clock this morning. Last night, sorry. I set it up so it would start boiling by today. So by the time I get out here, it was ready. So I haven't done all grain brewing for, I reckon, about 6 months now. And this is the smell I miss. I miss this. It's like you get up in the morning and someone makes you a breakfast and it's porridge. And it's just that nice smell that you get from porridge. It's the same sort of smell. Very interesting. Got a little top tray. Last time I didn't put this top tray on to see what would happen. Today I am. Now we'll set the pump. I'll quickly pump just a small amount out. Just to get it cleaned out before I go any further. Because I did wash this thing out. Just gets any kind of water that I left behind in there. It's all fresh water, but just making sure. Pop the lid on. Okay, so we're going to mash it out for 40 minutes. I'll let it sit for 10 minutes. Let it loop. And come back and turn on the water and make sure the flow's right, and we'll go from there. Cool. All right, so we need... What we got? How much time we got left? 49, so I've been at it for 4 minutes, or 5-6 minutes I would say, so I've got 4 more minutes left. While I'm waiting, I'm going to go get my other bits. Show you also, I'm going to ferment it in this, which is a Apollo. Been a really good go-to one. I do have Apollo Titan as well, which is a stainless steel unit. I put sanitizer in this, got the floaty going, and got everything ready to go for transferring. But that's going to happen in another hour or two. I have Warflock tablets. We do need to put a Warflock tablet. I need to clean up my mess over here too. I guess the thing is, if you're brewing like this, make sure you are cleaning after yourself as you go. Because if you get too much clutter, it ends up being a pain in the butt. So Kegland has provided me with hops. This is Melba hops. Can you see that all right? Hopefully. Also yeast. This has been sitting in the fridge for about a week and a half. American West Coast ale yeast. And these are this is the coconut I've pre-baked. There's 300 grams of this to go in to the brew as soon as I put it into the actual fermenter. I don't know if you guys have used Grainfarmers or constant flowing brewing systems before. I bought this about a year into doing this channel. It cost me $1,400 from a brew shop that's now closed. And it had issues. It had lots of little problems with it. The base plate, basket, malt tray, malt tube kept the silicon seals I had on kept coming off, and there was nothing I could do to fix that. A lot of people had problems and a lot of people didn't have problems, and they finally decided to make lids without that, and they work a treat. They are just awesome. So that's great. There is a new system. I can't afford to buy it. This is going to be my lifetime system. I forked out a fair bit of money to start this hobby, and that was 5.5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago now, and I'm loving it. So what I did is I rebuilt it. I put quick release connectors on it to make it easier to work with, easier to clean. I've actually pulled it apart and cleaned the pump out. The pump had dog hair. I've got a border collie, and he has fine hair, and it just floats around everywhere, and it gets into your brew, and that clogged up the shaft on the actual pump, and that was a pain in the butt. But all's fixed. I now seal the room off a lot more, keep the dog out, and I don't get as much hair here anymore from the dog, so it's good. All right, I'm going to change the camera fade over to this one. Turn on the pump and make sure everything's sealed properly. Yep. I'm just going to run. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. Just going to run the fluid around just to wash all the grains down until I start seeing the fluid flowing up to the top like that, and I'm going to close the valve to allow it to flow through. Now I'm just going to let it run like that for a bit. Start. That's it. The timer has started. It's going to be 40 minutes, and it's going to sit around 69 degrees Celsius constantly. It's down 2 degrees at the moment, 2 degrees Celsius. And, pardon me, hopefully the Grainfarmer will bring that temperature back up to where it should be. It would have cooled down a little bit because it's just gone through cooler pipes and the pump. Oh, here we go. It's starting to boil up again. Yeah, so it's dropped down to 66 degrees because I've run fluid through it. I will slow that down a little bit more. That should be good. Hopefully in about 20 minutes they'll start clearing up. I'm going to take a quick sample and do a pH test. 8 seconds. It's time to start doing the sparge. Ooh, that's hot. You ready? Just let that drain a little. What happens with Grainfarmer is it starts to boil as soon as you say you're going to start sparging, and it'll boil it up to 98 degrees Celsius before boil until you finish sparging, and then you just say you finish sparging and it will start boiling. So it does it while you're waiting. So open the tap. You start the sparge water. Now really the wort should be clear, or the water should be clear on top of the wort now. I'll just give it a bit, let it drain right down a bit, and then I'll try again. Of course the grains will settle in the basket, so you've got the top plate and the grain bed. As it's been mashing, the grain bed will shrink down, and there will still be a gap between the top plate and the grain bed. So I can leave it for a bit to get it right down on top of the mash the grain bed, and then put more water in. It's going to take a little bit to finish draining, so. M&J, are you going to make a dog treats with the grain? Now, that is a great idea. I should, but I don't own the dog, and when I suggested it to the owner, he said no. So I just use it as fertiliser for my garden at the moment, I'm sorry to say. It's a pity. It would be good for him. Hi Pierre, do those plates work better? Yes, Sean. Sean, these plates have been a godsend. I almost sold this unit and bought something else because I thought it was a waste of money, because the top plate and the bottom plate were such a hassle to use when they first brought them out. And getting these stainless steel ones without the rubber seal has been a godsend. It's just brilliant for me. Some people never had any issues with it. I definitely did. Now I'm going to take a pH reading while we're waiting for this to do this. So I've got this cup. This is a old Simple Home Brew. This is the old Simple Home Brew logo. It's a little bit different to the one I made. I made this one first. I actually went online and got it automated and made automatically, but it was awful. And I used it for probably a year and a half to 2 years. Then I got onto Coral Draw and actually made my own on Coral Draw. So if you're wondering, yes, I did create the logo by myself on my own. pH meter, let's see what the pH is. We'll just give it a rough guess, I suppose. The pH is 5.58, so it was actually a bit higher than it should have been after I put the grains in. 5.56 it got to, hold. So 5.56, so it's a bit higher than it should have been. I don't know how much that will affect the beer. Shouldn't be over bad, shouldn't be fine. Not that I can do much about it now anyway. Oh, I also need to boil this. I forgot about that. I've got to get this heated up. No, I know what I'll do. I'll give it a rinse in cold water and I'll soak it in a glass of sanitizer. So there you go. So it's in. That'll soak in there for about 15 minutes. It only needs 30 seconds to sanitize it, but 15 minutes will definitely make sure it soaks right through. All right, so we're going to have a look at these grains now and see how the water's travelling. It is still dripping. There you go. So the grain bed, you can see the grain bed now, what it looks like. When I first started brewing and doing grains, there was a comment saying, or not comment, but there was advice saying, don't push on the grain bed. Yeah, I got it right. It's a cod's wallop. I've never had a problem. They were saying if you push on it, it pushes out the bitter part of the grain. But if it's going to come out, it's going to come out with the water anyway. That's how I feel. So I am actually going to push down on the grain to try and squeeze as much fluid as I can out of it. Oh, by the way, have you actually liked this video while you're watching it? There's a hint. When you press the like button on videos like this, it pushes the algorithm hard and actually makes people, or shares the channel with a lot more people as you do it. So if you really like to, cheers guys. All right, still a fair bit going on. Who's watching this at the moment? Who out of you guys do all grain brewing like this on a grain father? Can you drop me a hint? How long do I leave it dripping? I mean, it stopped dripping now, so is that enough? Is that finished? This would be the question, wouldn't it? My opinion, that's the way it should be. Now I'll drop that into the bucket here. And what I do when I drop them in buckets like that is the fluid that drips in here. You can't see the bucket on the floor, but I've got a bucket on the floor here. While this is heating up and getting ready for boiling, which is, now I've just set it to get it going. Once it's set boiling, whatever's left over in here that's been dripping out of my basket, or malt pipe, I'll pour that in as soon as it starts boiling. So I've just got that little bit of extra fluid that I might have missed out on when I left it. Okay, we're looking at 30, 21, 28, 27, 26 litres we've got in there. I need to be finished with 21 minimum because I want at least 19 litres for my keg. So that will be hopefully pretty close. Press start to start to boil. Okay. Hop addition. It's gone in, 14 grams. The boil has begun. I'll just keep an eye on this for a minute while the hops are in there. They'll cause a hop break. Yeah, shush. Jeez. 60 minutes the boil goes for. Right guys, looks like I'm back. Hopefully you guys are getting the broadcast now. Simple Home Brew is live, we're back. Okay, the power went out. It's been out all this time. I've just finally got it back up and running. So I thought I might sit there and have a beer and relax and wait. Hopefully you guys will come back. You probably won't, but what are you going to do? Yeah, so anyway, what I'm doing is bringing it back to boil. It went down to 80 degrees Celsius. It's going to get back up to 100 degrees. It's going to take a little bit of time. I do need to put a Warflock tablet in, but that's going to go in. Once it starts boiling again, I'm going to start the timer for 15 minutes. Grainfather's app didn't keep up because the power went out. Also, the phones went out, so which really was strange. All the phone systems went out, the power went out, everything went out. It was really bad. So we just have to wait for this to get back up to boil and go again. 98 degrees, so... Oh, that's hot. Oi, dickhead. Yow! I'm going to pop Warflock in there now. And Warflock is dissolving. It's good. So the reason why we put a Warflock in at 15 minutes to end the boil is so that it sanitises the Warflock and also gives it time to actually grab hold of all the proteins in there. So I'll just swirl that around, get a bit of a whirlpool going. And I'll put the lid on and I'm going to start the counterflow chiller sanitizing. Alright, so that's going to sanitize the whole thing now just by running fluid, hot 100 degrees fluid right through the whole counterflow chiller. Yeah, I'm going to run this for 15 minutes. And now, while I'm waiting, I'm going to have to empty my fermenter. I'm so lost at the moment, I'd have to reassess where I am at in my head. So my Apollo, I do have a spray bottle of sanitizer as well. I always spray things down just in case I touch something that shouldn't have been touched before I put it back together. That's ready to go. What else do I need to do? Get the yeast ready and the coconut ready. Now the coconut I cooked. I don't know if you guys or whoever's come back. Good on you, thank you. A coconut is roasted. I roasted that probably about a week ago now to get ready for this, and I got distracted. I have soaked my sock in sanitizer, so I now shall pull that out and get rid of the excess sanitizer and fill my sock up with, I'm going to put it in there before we put everything else in there, with the coconut. Now, like I said, I'll soak this in for over an hour now in sanitizer, so we won't have any issues with bacteria getting in for sure. I hope not anyway. And there's also, I'm going to put some golden syrup in as well. There you go, done. We'll close the lid on that. And we'll throw that in now so that we don't have issues later. So there you go. Hop socks in with the coconut. And I just need to add golden syrup, which I'll do now as well. Alright, golden syrup is 0.18 kilograms. So 180 mil, 180 gram. It can be poured straight into the thing, so I'll grab some golden syrup. Nearly at 18 litres now. The water's still pumping. How much water have we got left? Should have a bit. Whoop! You donkey. Ah. Well, it looks like I need a wetback now. How about I just leave things alone until it stops working? Bloody hell. Yes. I'm an idiot. Just dropped it all over my foot. It's not right. Done. I'm going to pop it in the fermentation fridge now and pop a strap around it to keep it hot, and also a probe in the centre to keep it cold to make sure it stays at the fermentation of 18 degrees Celsius for 5 days. Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a little while since I did the live stream for this brew. I'm now transferring it into a keg, getting ready for trying it out, and I'll try that out today. Okay, so the beer has been made. I'll just pop you up on my fridge so you can see what's going on. This is it. This is the first part. It's not carbonated. I had a few problems. Basically, I didn't realise it. My airlock, or one of my valves wasn't sealed properly. No, the rubber seal around the actual ring wasn't inserted properly, and it was letting a little bit of pressure out, so I didn't get any carbonation in this beer. So you can see it's all completely flat. But I will be carbonating this and aging it for a couple of weeks to try it out, and we'll give you a taste test then. Right now, it smells good. It smells like coconut. It smells like beer as well. It smells fresh. A couple of things I didn't do right. You probably noticed in my video, I didn't add the golden syrup in properly. I was supposed to add that in after I had kegged it, but I put it in before kegging in the book. No, I didn't. No, it says to add more golden syrup in later, but I don't want to do that because it will activate the yeast again. Maybe I will. I don't know. See how it tastes. Oh, that's good. That's very nice. It's very sweet. It's got a sweet and dry taste. Oh, that's very nice. Just straight out of the fermenter. Really good. Give it an age of about 2 weeks, and I'll try it again. I really like that. You know, I might actually add another 100 ml of golden syrup in that, just to get the fermentation started again and get the carbonation in the keg, and to bring out some more of that really nice coconut beer flavour. It's really good. Guys, it turned out good. Even though we had a bit of an airlock leak, it didn't depressurise. It was still down to 3 or 4 psi. So I'm really happy that it didn't contaminate it. So it's really good. Very, very good. I really like it. Okay, after this video, I'll be doing a taste testing on this one, making sure that you guys know what it really tastes like when it's finished aging. And so far, so bloody good. Awesome. Thanks for watching, guys. I know this was a long one. Give us a thumbs up if you liked it. If it's given you anything, let me know. Subscribe. Please subscribe. Get that subscription rate up. It only helps the channel big time, and I enjoy doing videos. So if I stop, you get nothing to watch, and I get nothing to do. Cool. I'm really happy with that. I'll let you know what the alcohol volume is as soon as I test the actual gravity of it, and we'll go from there. Cheers, guys. By the way, the volume will be right here as soon as I know. It's good stuff.